The designer here wants to move the base information in this drawing to SketchUp in order to begin building a 3D model. However, when File and DXF out is used, we'll call this export from CAD, we say yes. We can export the DXF, but when we try and bring that DXF into either AutoCAD, in fact, or into SketchUp, we get an error message. In order to bring a DXF file into SketchUp, you need a copy of SketchUp that accepts DXF. So it's File and Import, and change your files of type to there, and we'll pick Open, and this is the message we get: invalid group code. So it's telling us that there's something wrong with the drawing as we write out a DXF file. Well, the way to deal with that issue is turn off the layers. This drawing had an enormous number of layers, most of which are not required when we move into the SketchUp environment. So do as I've done through here and turn off any unwanted layers. I'll OK there. Then we'll zoom out, select what's left, copy that to the clipboard, come over here. We'll start with no template and paste from the clipboard. We'll make the insertion point 0, 0. Then we'll zoom extents. You'll notice that lots of points have come across from the surveyor, so we might take the opportunity to go point styles here, and we'll just make that 0.3 as a percentage of window height. So now we have a nice clean drawing. We'll just turn off the black background, so there is a base that we can move into SketchUp now. If we go File and gCADPlus, DXF out, overwrite the earlier one. That's done. Then we'll switch into SketchUp, File and Import, and pick it up. This time no error code is reported, and if we look at the top view, we're in SketchUp now. We've got the base information to start building our design. You might be inclined to go back and do that again, and if you've been using symbols with the construction layer and gCADPlus symbol layer, turn off the fancy symbols. I don't think we need those fancy symbols. If we just had a circle and information about its name, we should be right. Well, one approach you might like to follow in order to make it a little easier in SketchUp to put your standard SketchUp symbols in the same place that we had our symbols here, and that is to go to the layers and turn off the symbol layer and turn on the construction layer. That gives us a circle at the point of each new shrub and tree that we're going to put into the design. Let's now switch to SketchUp, and here's the new exported DXF placed into SketchUp, and there are our symbols. So it's going to be relatively easy to work in this environment and build your 3D model. Well, don't forget, of course, that if you have assigned species to symbols, for example, this one has been assigned to Agapanthus, the second one here to Acacia cognata limelight, and this one to Cognata fettuccini. If you've done that, then you can go to gCADPlus and SketchUp 3D modeling, export your geometry to SketchUp, and it will pick up, or you'll have the option to pick up the text that labels the individual species, and that might further help you in the SketchUp environment. I would add that in this particular case, where the same symbol's been used lots of times and will clearly indicate different species, for that you need to use the broad scale planting, where you'll be able to label groups of symbols, but again, that's a movie for another day.